privilege to welcome you all to WorldStage Economic Summit 2024 with the theme Nigeria setting a stage for business and economic recovery. Nigeria, the Africa largest economy, which naturally should be an epic center of advancement and prosperity, is currently facing a number of economic challenges that are actually threatening growth prospects and stability. Such challenges such as high inflation, foreign exchange rate volatility, low productivity, which limits growth potential and competitiveness, poor power supply, fuel scarcity, poor infrastructure, among others, are biting harder, with many wondering whether the current government is actually has the clue on how to turn things around. So, as the case was last year during our summit, which was held at the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the economy has been struggling to recover from impact of COVID-19 pandemic, which caused a recession in 2020. But the approach of the new government through different stimuli to achieve sustainability has brought about great hardship, with inflation hitting 33.4% in July 2024, no thanks to it. Excess liquidity, supply shock, fuel price deregulation, exchange rate depreciation, insecurity, and border closures. So these things have actually remained tough. I want to say that things have actually remained tough, even with the organized private sector lamenting that the consecutive monthly drop in the rate of inflation to 2.15% in August contradicts the current economic reality across the country. President Bola Tinubu's posture, so far, despite repeated labor and national protests, has convinced not a few that he will not reverse his policy on fuel subsidy and free floating of naira, with strong conviction that they will pay off in the long run to make the economy strong. So it's worthy of note that Nigerian gross domestic product grew by 2.98% year-on-year in real terms in the first quarter of 2024, up from 2.31% recorded in the fourth quarter of 2023, and lower than the fourth quarter of 2023 growth of 3.46%, according to Nigeria National Bureau of Statistics. So, the Presidential Policy Advisory Council that was set up by the President has actually come up with a blueprint to propel the economy into a 1 trillion economy within the next 8 years and achieve an average annual GDP growth rate of 7% and GDP per capita of $3,631. So, PW, in his Nigeria Outlook 2024, listed 7 trends that will shape the Nigeria economy in 2024 to include executing fiscal reforms, that is balancing ambition with budgetary implementation, evolving monetary policy stance, like finding the right framework and instrument to achieve price stability, cautiously optimistic investors, that undulating pathway to unlocking productivity in the economy, then a persisting vulnerability to external pressure with potential of shock. Also, consumers may likely adjust better to the evolving policy and macro realities, and also improve sectoral development riding on reform. So, ladies and gentlemen, WorldStage 2024 with the team Nigeria setting a stage for business and economic recovery is convinced that government and businesses have no choice than to align strategies for common good in economic recovery through stable power supply, job creation, exchange rates management, inflation control, banking recapitalization, fiscal and debt management, structural reform, human capital development, and economic diversification, which we are going to actually discuss today. So, irrespective of diverse views that may actually share, that many actually share about Nigeria, they always actually have a convergence of belief that if it has enormous, that it has enormous potentials and opportunity to overcome its challenges and achieve sustainable and inclusive growth. That is actually the common belief of everybody. That is the kind of convergence that everybody, has about this country, that the potential is massive. So actually many have been advocating economic diversification and structural transformation for government to reduce dependency on oil export and diversify into other sectors such as agriculture, manufacturing, and services. The government is also being advised to support development of value chains and clusters and enhance the linkage between the oil and non-oil sectors, while also fostering regional integration and trade and take advantage of opportunity offered by the African Continental Free Trade Area. So, as Nigeria productivity growth averaged 0.8% for 19 years between 2000 and 2019, compared to 2.5% of Sahara Africa and 3.6% for the world. WorldStage Economic Summit is of the view that the low productivity, which is linked to poor infrastructure, weak human capital, low innovation, and limited access to finance, can be addressed with deliberate economy diversification. This informed the assembling of professionals from different sectors of the economy and experts from academics to stimulate case studies, public buy-in, and lasting solutions at today's summit. In fact, this could be the most critical period in the life of Nigerian economy, when it's either diversify and survive or slip into recession and return to the old ways of doing things through subsidy and over-dependence on petroleum as the main source of foreign exchange. So the coming on stream of the 655,000 barrels per day Dangote refinery and petrochemicals is actually significant, and the owner, along with the federal government, want us to be optimistic that it is a return to industrialization and local refining. It is no doubt a big deal and an important step towards energy sufficiency in Nigeria as the operator advances energy security, which is fundamental to government policy of boosting domestic investment. The other significant benefit is the expected reduction of foreign exchange demand by at least 40% and generation of foreign earnings through exports. We will rely on the distinguished speakers and panelists at today's summit to boost our faith that the economic diversification is achievable and that the accompanying hardship can be mitigated to prevent truncation and possible collapse. What the Economic Summit over the year has been consistent in addressing economic challenges through deliberation and recommendation of practicable solutions with public and private sector engagement in an innovative setting to inspire new thinking in business, policy formulation, implementation, economic reform, and development. I am very, very hopeful that the outcome of our deliberation today will become part of the valuable ideas needed to move Nigeria economy forward. Thank you very much for coming and for listening. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
I was speaking with the man from Naseni, and he was telling me that for 30 years, an agency as critical as Naseni, that's into innovation and should drive innovation in this country, was left underfunded or even not funded at all.
Nigeria is going through a lot of economic difficulties, and coming here today to discuss how the nation can move forward, can recover from all the challenges it's going through. It's something worth doing. It's a noble idea. It's a noble venture. So I am hoping that this gathering will come out with solutions to our challenges, which are majorly, caused by not caused but intensified by the removal of fuel subsidy and the floating of the naira. That has triggered spiral inflation and high cost of foods, So it's hoping that this gathering will be able to generate ideas, novel ideas that can help to tackle some of these challenges.
I think the theme is both timeless and timely, and it is what we need at this time. The economy has sagged, businesses are distressed. So if somebody is giving us an opportunity to set the stage for the economy to begin to recover and for businesses to begin to blossom as they used to blossom many years back, I think it's a nice opportunity, a very good platform, and I think that's why I commend Segun. He has always done something out of the routine.
The theme of this gathering is quite important, and it resonates with the agency, which is a purpose-built agency in the whole of the country. It's the only purpose-built agency which has the mandate to ensure there is a local content and local production of goods and services in this country. And it's the only organization in government that can invest in private sector. You can either a partnership, joint venture, or equity.
So I commend Segun for coming up with this brilliant idea, and hoping that all the people here will be able to do justice to the topic and then have a way to pass this the outcome of the deliberations here today to the government, so they can also integrate it into their program and use it to ameliorate some of the difficulties we are having in the economy right now.
So it's quite the theme of the gathering resonates with the mandate of the agency, and why we are here is to be able to meet people, especially the private sector, to tell them that government is ready to partner with them. Whatever you have that you can produce locally, get in touch with us. We have a platform where you can submit proposals, and if need be, we can go into equity participation with you to make sure all these things are produced in this country instead of depleting our foreign exchange, which is very scarce now.
Because of where we are looking at an opportunity to kickstart our economy once again. And I think forums like this present us that opportunity to rub minds, share ideas, and share our strengths. You see, the forum is already picking up, the crowd coming in from the public sector, private sector, and the media fraternity. So there's going to be a very rich cross-fertilization of ideas. And they say ideas rule the world. It's when we share ideas and when we critique ourselves constructively and intelligently that we can now form what we call kernels of development.